Hi guys, it's Esther, and I haven't really introduced myself, so this is me introducing myself in this video. I just want to say who I am, what my channel is about, what I like. A lot of y'all already started school. I haven't started school. What the fuck? I haven't started school. I start school on the 27th. Like, I want to start school already, but like, for once I want to start school already. This is the same thing that happened last year. Last year, when Harvey hit, we started school until like 3 weeks later. I was like, really, dude? But I'm Esther, and I'm actually turning 16 in 2 months. My birthday's on October 31st. I think it's 2 or 3 months, but since this is like on the 31st, it's the last day of October, so it's basically in November. Oh my god. So, I love makeup. I just love it. That's all I can say. And I like painting, and I do skate every now and then, but I'm not like a pro skater. Like I can barely do an ollie. Like I'm not even good. Like that ain't nothing. But I like skating. It's chilly. Oh, I swim. Yeah, I like doing competitive swimming, but I haven't really been doing competitive swimming because I don't really go to my regular school right now because I got kicked out, and I don't think I can join teams because I'm gonna start late because I'm kicked out of school right now too. So when I start school, I'm not gonna start school at my regular school. I'm gonna start school at an alternative school. Ew. I'm getting ready to go to this party right now, but I don't know what the fuck is up with my hair. I was gonna do like a braid like that, but I done did, so. Lo que mami no pude hacer por ti yo lo lograré. Nada de eso. I'll give y'all the reason why I got kicked out this year. Actually, I got kicked out twice this year. I'm actually a good child though. Like, okay, so the first time it was in December, and I was like I was just smoking. Like I just smoke myself. Like I'm not on any other hard drugs or anything. But at the time, I was like, you know what? I never really sold anything, so I should start selling something. And then this dude hit me up, and I was already selling I would buy some pills sometimes, and this dude was like, "Hey, you want to sell this one for me?" And I was like, "I got you." And then someone saw that I was selling those, and then this other dude was like, "Dude, I get those prescribed," and I was like, "For real?" He was like, "I just give you some if you want them," and then he was like, "But I can't just give them to you like that." And so I was like, "Bro, it's whatever. We'll cut it half and half. I'll sell them for you, and I'll give you half." And then I was like, "That's how it's going. That's how it's gonna go. That's the deal." And then, okay, so I was like selling them, right? And then I was all excited. I was like, "Yes, I'm gonna sell some. I'm gonna get some money. It's December. I need some money to buy presents for my family and to buy presents for everybody else." Like I already had everything I want, but like I still like wanted to give out. Okay, but then so almost everybody knew that I was selling pills, and they were like, and so I guess like someone snitched on me, and then they like went to my classroom, and they took me out of my classroom, and like as soon as we saw the APs in the front door, my friends were like, Esther, you're gone. They coming for you. So they coming for you. They're like, they coming for you. And I was like, damn, they are. I guess it's like, just be honest from here on out. And then they took me out in the hallway and they were like, do you have something you're not supposed to have? And I was like I had like a little bag and I had 4 pills in my pocket because like like I have to have some on me, like on me, and then the rest in my backpack. So I had like a whole jar in my backpack and like 4 in my pocket because I was like, when I'm like out there, like just for easier. And so I was like, I mean, I just got these pills, like they're mine, but they're mine. And then they were like, because there was like 4 and they were like, what? Oh my god. And then they were like, okay, your stuff, we're going to the principal's office. And the AP was there, like all the APs were there, and like the police was there, and they were like, they just took me in the AP's office, and they were like, okay, you're probably just gonna go to ALC. It's not gonna be nothing. And I was all like, alright, bet. Like, I heard AOC was fun anyways. I don't give a fuck. And then they were like, so what were you planning on doing with this? And I was like, bitch, I was selling them. And then they were like, who'd you sell this to? And I was like, what the and who gave you this? And I was like, what the fuck? You really think I'm a snitch like that? Like, who the fuck do you think I am? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know who gave them to me. And so they started getting mad because I wouldn't like tell them exactly who gave it to me. I love the fucking mascara. Okay, but we're gonna just go to school. So I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know the guy. I just met him. Like, and then they were like, but how? Like, how are you gonna deal with this guy? How are you gonna trap with this guy and you don't even know him? And I was like, we just is about the shmoney, you know. And so I was like, man, I don't give a fuck where I go. Y'all can send me to hell. I don't give a fuck. And so then they said, okay, but I thought in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to ALC, right? Okay, and y'all were like, where are your parents and all of this? And okay, so at the time, well, like my parents are divorced, and so my dad like isn't really in my life, but so I don't really like to call him or like contact him for anything because I like to like go on with my life, like if I don't need him. And so um well, okay, so they had me in the office and then they were just talking to me and they just made me like write a statement about what I was doing. And so I did that and then they were like, well, you're just going to be suspended either way, so you can just leave right now and you can just go wait for your parents outside because you're already suspended. So I was like, all right, then bet. And so they walked me out of the school, off property, out the school, and they were just like, okay, then call your parents and let them know to come pick you up, and if you want, and let me talk to them also. And so I was like, all right, bet. But so I called my mom, and my mom did not pick up. It was already past 3. I get home at 3. I don't know how she did not pick up. And then she was like, when she called me back, she was like, where were you? And what are you doing? And why aren't you home? And I was like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, bye. And then so I called my dad then because I was like, that's the other person I can call because they want to talk to an adult, right? And so I called my dad and he was like, I was like, Dad, can you come pick me up? Like, I'm in a situation and I need your help. And he was like, I'm at work. Do I have to? And I was like, what the fuck? Yes, you have to, bitch. I'm selling drugs and they caught me. You have to come. And so I was like, and the principal wants to talk to you, so here's the phone. And then he was like, and then she passed him back to me, and he was like, fine, I'm on my way. But I knew he wasn't even happy about it. But he was still on his way. So I was just, and it was during December, so it was cold outside, and I had to wait outside for my dad. And it was like he lives like 40 minutes away. He lives like in Fifth Ward, and I live in Northwest, yeah. And so that is far from here. I live in Northwest, like by Tracy Village, and so fucking so he came, and I had to wait there, and my phone was about to die, but I was like, I didn't get to say bye to my boyfriend, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna call my boyfriend and I'm gonna tell him bye. And then I tried to, and my boyfriend was home, bro. I was like, can't baby like answer, and it was like, I'm with some girl, and I was like, fuck you then, fuck you, I don't need nobody either way. And then my dad got there, and I just remember like I haven't done all my makeup, and I just been talking. When he got there, he was just like, are they still there so I can go? And I was like, no, they just left me outside because they wanted to go home already. And he was like, all right, then let's go. And then when we got home, my mom was like, where have you been? And I was like, I ain't dealing with it. So I just gave her the suspension paper, and I just left. And I went to go take a shower. So I was like, you're not gonna be bugging me right now. I would only sell those pills though. I wouldn't take them because I'm knock the fuck out. I took one right in the middle of school, and I was sleeping in the gym. And then I went to the next class, and I was sleeping in that class. And the teacher was like, what are you doing? Is something okay yesterday? And I was like, y'all like what your teachers think. I'm a really good kid actually, and so my teachers were like, Esther did that, and they called my mom. They're like, I can't believe Esther did that. What? She's such a good kid. And so I was like, oh, well, it happens. And then they sent me to juvenile, like school. Like I didn't think it was juvie school, but like, and so I thought it was AOC, like just alternative school, not juvie school. And so I just got dressed up for school, like whatever. And then so I got ready for school like the other day, like after my suspension was over. And then my parents had gone to a meeting, and I couldn't go. And so I got ready for school, and then I got to school, and it was not AOC. And like I should have like noticed like it was not AOC, and there was like a whole lot of shit you had to go through. But like me, I hadn't ever gone to AOC because I was a good kid. So I didn't know what it was supposed to look like. But then we go inside, and there's a whole nother section for the kids.
Oh, that boy, Lil Rex.
Hey, you're messing up the video. I was gonna make a YouTube video. Close the door. Please. Please close it. Where are they? So when I got there, I just registered and whatever. And then I went to class, but it wasn't like regular class. It was like girls were separate and boys were separate, and they had like block schedule. I noticed this until like the second week, because we were in a line to, and like when we went to the restroom, we all had to go together, and then we all had to put our hands behind our back and like walk in a straight line. And if we passed by someone, we had to be like, "Excuse me," and then like it was basically really really strict. But if you acted up, like they didn't even do anything. So like, like finally when I was about to get out of there, I just started acting up because I was like, "What the fuck? This ain't shit. I don't even have to do my work. I can just sleep all day." And y'all are just gonna send me outside anyway. Like this is the worst that can happen already. Like this is the worst. There is no getting worse. Only going to jail. But like, they're not gonna send me to jail because I don't want to do my work. So I just started being bad in there, and then okay, and then when my days were over, I went back to, and this school was like, it was by the Energy Stadium. It was like 50 minutes away from my house. There was a lot of real ass people there, and I ain't lying. Like it was a good place for me to go because I was like really fucked up in my head at that time too, because like my boyfriend was cheating, and then he wanted to lie about it, and he said that he wasn't cheating, and then he wanted to block me and never even explain shit. So I was in a bad like place mentally, and I should have only been surrounded by girls, and that was a good thing that they sent me there. Like I ain't tripping that they sent me there because that was what I deserved because intent to self like gets you there. But then I went back to school, right? I was like, I'm going back to my home school. I'm going back to public school. I'm about to wear free dress. I'm about to wear whatever I want. I'm about to talk however I want. I'm about to go wherever I want, however I want, whenever I want. And then I got there. And then everybody was like so fake when I got back to school. Everybody was like, Esther, where you been? I missed you. And I was like, what are you, like, hold up, bitch. What are you doing? Because they were so, like, fucking annoying. Like, the whole day I kept hearing, Esther, where you been? Like, I missed you, girl. And I'm just like, bitch, no, you didn't. You didn't hit me up for the 6 months that I was gone. How the fuck you gonna say you miss me? You don't even talk to me. You don't even hit me up. You never wanted to go out anywhere. Like, bitch, bye. And so I was just like, bye to everybody. But then, like, a few months later, my homeboy that was in juvenile 2 with me, um, he got out and he went to public school also with me. And then me and him were like best buds on the bus at um, juvenile school, like JJAP basically. And that's what it's called, but like my brothers call it jail, but like so my homeboy from there, um he got back to like school. Like he had a whole bunch of days, but he got out on good behavior because he'd been there for like 2 years. But finally, he went back to like a regular school. And then me, like I never would see him because he would always be at home with his girlfriend. But like when I would see him, I'd be like, "We'll go down, like smoke one, like let's smoke." Like he's talking away, and so like okay, so one day we were like, okay, I'm gonna get like 10 grams or like 7 grams, and we're gonna go smoke a lot, just for the one time, like fuck it, and then we gonna get sober. And then we were like on our way, like I was in the kitchen, cafeteria, what the fuck? I was in the cafeteria waiting for him, and he was like, he didn't get there because he was a senior, so he didn't get there until like second period. And I didn't know that, but he was like, I'm gonna try to get there early. And I was like, "Bet, I'll just wait for you." And I would get there at 6:45 to school, and he would get there at 8:30. So I was in the cafeteria waiting for him, and like, since I went to the other school, I didn't get credit for my first period, so I would skip first period every day and sit in front of the AP's office in the cafeteria, and they would see me sitting there, like the APs. And so on that day that I had weed in my backpack, they were like there's a balcony, and then the cafeteria is like on the bottom and it's up here, and they were just like looking at me like sitting down here, and they were like, Esther, and I was like yes. And they were like, come up here, why are you not in class? And I was like, all right, then I go up there. And I went up there, and then I was like, well, I don't really get credit for my first period, but um and so, oh shit, why didn't we not smoke? Oh, and then, okay, so then she was like, all right, then go back to class and like have your teacher fill this note out for me, because I don't want to even know how much you've been skipping. And I was like, all right, then bet, I got you. I'm gonna go give this to my teacher. But I wasn't even gonna come back the whole day, so I was about to leave for the whole day. And so I went back downstairs, and my homie was already there. He had just got there when they called me, and and then I just went down and like we left. And and so, like, I went downstairs and I met up with him, and then we were on our way to go outside, and he was like, where are we gonna go smoke? And I was like, the woods right there, right? And he was like, oh no, like, look at this rash I just got. Like, I went and smoked there the other day, it gave me a rash. And I was like, all right then. And then he was like, dude, I think I forgot my lighter. And then he he was like, he was, it was like, it just we got held back so much. And then, so we went to go look for the lighter, and he was like, oh wait, it's in my pocket. Really? And then he was like, man, let's just wait for someone to get us a ride. And then we were like, well, it's about to be second period. Like, if you find one before third period, bet. And then, so I went to my first period for like a little while, and I got the note signed. And then I took it back. Actually, oh no, actually, when I got caught, I gave it to her. But okay, so I went back to class, and then I went to my next class. And then when I got to my next class, I would see my friend, like, and like after second period, I would always see him. And so I saw him, and then we went downstairs, and it was like about to be third period, and we would always go downstairs and chill like under the AP's office. And then so we did find a ride, and then actually we didn't, and we were about to go to class, but then like we were on our way to class, and then we were like, you got the ride? And this girl was like, I got the ride, we just gotta walk to it. And we're like, bet, like, who cares? And so we walked like 20 minutes to go to her car, because it was like parked at some apartments, because I don't think you could take that car on campus. We had too many tickets supposedly. And so we went to go get the car, and then we had to go back because she was like, back to school, because she was like, I have to give my charger to my sister because she needs it. And so I was like, all right, in bed. And then she was telling me and my homeboy, she was like, y'all watch out, because we're on school property, and they shouldn't see us rolling or like doing any illegal stuff on here. And we're like, all right then, bet, we'll be on the low key. And then okay, so we went and we smoked. Like, we went to some lake, we just chilled there. And then so they were gonna go to their house, to like, they were gonna go home. Like, the girl was gonna go to her house, and the guy was gonna go to his house. And they're like, so where do I drop you off? And I was like, shit, I guess just drop me off at school so I can go like finish my like classes, whatever. and then go home. Like if I like finish my classes, basically. And so I got to school, and I still had a pile of like tobacco on my lap, and I was like, "Well, what do I do with this?" And she was like, "I got you, girl." And she was like, "Give me that." And I was like, "Bet, bet, bet." And there was a parent walking in front of the school, and this girl, she had the tray in her hand like that, and she went and she was like, and the tobacco was all right there, and the man was like, "Y'all, you weren't like something like shameless, like you don't have any shame or something like that." And then, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that he said that or that she did that. I just saw her go throw it away. I didn't know that anybody said anything. And so she was like, "We do this every day," but like I didn't really like hear them because I was in the car with my homeboy when we were just talking and like jamming. And so she was like, "Fuck all them bitches that say, uh, stop doing drugs, you crackhead," or something like that. And I was like, "Babe, I'm gonna just go to school." And then I got out the car and I went to go to school, like if everything was normal, like if I was just getting to school. And then I went and it was like, it was sea lunch, and there was like people like at the tables, like the APs before lunch starts. You know how they sit outside the cafeteria waiting for lunch to start or waiting for the period to, like the break period, just to like look out. So they were out there doing that, and then when I got to school, okay, so that man had gone inside first, and he had gone to go tell them, and then I was going in after him, and meanwhile my friends had already driven off, and then I walk into the school by myself. Well, I didn't walk into the school like because I was like I had to ring a bell to let me in because of all the like shootings and stuff. So I was like, ding, 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 like, let me in already, let me in. I want them to see me. And then, like, I see these kids passing by, and I'm like, hey, let me in. Like, I need to go to class. And then they let me in, and I like went to the restroom, and I just stayed there, just waiting for the like bell to ring. And then I was like, should I go to my next class or should I go to lunch? Because I didn't have any of my friends weren't, none of my friends were there on that day. For like, I don't know, I was all by myself that day because I hadn't been like at school the whole day, so I hadn't been talking to nobody. So, and everybody was home. Everybody went home. Yeah, I remember that because I was like, "Where are you?" Oh my god, this video got long. So I was in lunch and I just had my head down, and you look kind of suspicious, like when you're sitting by yourself with your head down. And so like a whole bunch of people were like, so I was basically looking really weird, just sitting by myself with my head down, like smelling like a whole lot of weed too. And then so I was on my way to my class, and I see one of my friends, and she's like, "Are you high?" And I was like, leave me alone, bitch. Like, yeah, I am. And then I just kept walking, and then like it's so confusing, but like because I don't remember because I was hot. And so then like the police and like all these APs were like running behind me, like or trying to catch up to me, like walking really fast, and and they were just like, "Excuse me, honey, who is your AP?" And I was like, Miss McNeil. And then they were like, "Okay, y'all, you have to come with me." And they were all surrounding me. Like if I was trying to leave, like, bitch, I'm not trying to run away. Like, chill out. Like, you don't need to make such a show. I'm not trying to run away. I'm not trying to do anything stupid. And then, so we went to the AP's office, right? And she was like, "Really? Like, you were just in my office this morning?" And I was like, "I know. Here's your note." She was like, "Hell nah." And then, okay, so the last time that I had got like um kicked out of school, yeah, um this like one AP was like, what the fuck is his name? Yurkovich? Yeah. His name, Mr. Yurkovich, was like he's the one that processed me. And then but and so he was in that office too. And so then, but he's not my AP. And then um, I had my head down because there was like this little table and they were just doing their own thing, like to process me. And then I was just there with my head down, and he was like, "Really? Like some kids never learn. Like they take one step forward and like 20 steps back." And I was like, so I was just in there waiting for them to process me, and then they were like, "Okay, yeah, you're being arrested." And I was like, "Okay, then fine, take me away." Like, actually, they were like, "How do you want to do this? You want to go out and make a big old scene? You want me to cuff you in here and then, or cuff you out there?" And I was like, "Don't make no big old scene because I don't want the attention." And so I was like, "All right, then, I'll just walk to your car and you can put the handcuffs on me when we get there." And then, like, while I was walking there, I was like, "Hold on, what?" Like, like I was being slow with it. Like, I was like, "Why is he putting handcuffs on?" Like, I let him, but like, I was like in my mind, I was like, "What the fuck? Why?" and so, and so, like, when they were taking me away, I was like, I wasn't even thinking anything. I was just like, why aren't they getting me food? I hear they always get you food when you get arrested. And I was like, dang, they don't give me food. And so, because for my school, like when you get arrested, they get you food. Because, I don't know. And so, um, I was really high. I didn't even have eye drops on, so it looked even bad. It looked bad. And so my mom came to pick me up. I didn't even know they didn't. They took my phone away when I got to school. Like they're like, give me your phone because when they process you, like they're gonna take your phone. And I was like, all right. And so I gave him my phone, and I didn't even have my phone. I didn't even call nobody. But it was during Star Week, and so I had to go back to school either way to take my star. And so I went back, and I had seen my friends, and I was like, "What's up? What's up?" But this time they did send me the AOC. A whole lot of people think that I got sent there because I was selling pussy again. I was like, really, bitches? Why the fuck you want to be assuming shit? Like, it's not your business to be telling now. Cause like, I know these bitches that's been like spreading shit that I've been selling like pills. Like, but no, it was my weed. I just had too much weed on me. So when they called me, they were like, they went through my shit and like they found a whole bunch of weed. That's just it. And nobody want to ask me anything. But this is the real story. And so, yeah. And they kicked me out. But I still went to school for like a week. But like, actually, it was like 3 days. Um, because I had to go for my uh, biology test. And then, like, the next day I went for my fucking, what's it called? Reading, rating, something like that. I don't know. And, like, when I got to school, people were like, already being like, where the fuck you been? Like, and I was like, what you talking about? Like, yeah, I just been missing one day. How you gonna say that? I was like, I've been here. I've been in my house. I've been smoking. And so they, oh, actually, it had been like 4 days that I had been missing. Actually, that I hadn't gone to school, so I was suspended. I was like, I just been smoking. What you talking about? And then they were like, bitch. I don't know. And so that's like how I got kicked out 2 times in ninth grade. I just did like stupid things. Like, I advise y'all not to do that because y'all missed out on great experiences. Like, I missed out on having like a nice ass boyfriend, like a classy boyfriend, because now everybody's like, she's she's not like that. They're like, she's bad. She's a bad influence. Like, or like, I missed out on having good friends because they're like, she's a bad influence. And I missed out on being able to do like, so I missed out on sports, on like good friends, on boyfriends, on people's respect because I like got kicked out like twice. And I would take it all back. just to like have my regular life back. 'Cause nobody would ever suspected me. Nobody would look at me different. Everybody would still look at me the same. And yeah, it's just that's how I got kicked out, and that's why I got kicked out. And if I regret it, I regret it all. But you only live life once. Like, can't spend the whole lifetime regretting it. Like, AOC fun and all. Like, juvenile was alright. Like, it wasn't fun, but like I met a few people that made it fun, made it with my time. Um, Happy story time.